My girlfriend insisted on delaying the evacuation. Also, her cowardly, incompetent childhood friend could catch the last rescue helicopter. But this was the final evacuation after the zombie outbreak. Our survivor team's only way out. When he still failed to show up, I had no choice but to knock my girlfriend out. The childhood friend she could never forget ultimately died in the surging zombie horde. I survived because of it and lived a happy, peaceful life with my girlfriend in the safe zone. But on the eve of taking command of the district, before leading humanity's forces in a counteroffensive, my girlfriend drugged my drinking water. Hundreds, even thousands, of zombies tore me open, until I died in unbearable agony. She stood atop the wall, sneering coldly. If you hadn't been so selfish, Yunye would have had a chance to live. You have to feel every bit of the pain he suffered, and pay for it with your life. Given a second life, I returned to the day my girlfriend insisted on delaying the evacuation. Since she wanted so badly to live and die beside her childhood friend, I would send them both to feed the zombies. This is our last chance to evacuate. If we don't leave now, we'll all die here. Several team members pleaded themselves hoarse, with Lin Xiaoyu blocking the way with her body. Lu Yunye isn't here yet. What's wrong with waiting another 5 minutes? Lin Xiaoyu's face was icy, and she refused to yield an inch. You're risking all our lives, just to wait for one man. Lin Xiaoyu, don't be so selfish. The team was frantic. Someone could no longer stand it, and rushed forward to pull her aside. But the next second, Lin Xiaoyu raised her gun and fired. The bullet whistled past everyone's heads, drawing terrified cries. Are you insane? Facing everyone's accusations, Lin Xiaoyu lashed back instead. You're all shameless. Selfish scum. Until Yunye gets here, none of you are getting on that helicopter today. You pathetic cowards. Abandoning a teammate at the brink of death. Do you deserve to live? The deputy captain looked troubled as he turned to me. Brother Chen, the military helicopter is about to close its doors. If we keep stalling, I'm afraid we'll. I gave a faint smile, signaling everyone to stay calm. Then I walked over to Lin Xiaoyu and gently put an arm around her waist. Xiaoyu is right. Our team has always believed in never leaving anyone behind. Although Lu Yunye didn't reach the meeting point in time, how can we simply abandon him? At those words, the crowd erupted in an uproar. They couldn't believe I would say such a thing. Captain, what are you saying? How can you favor Lin Xiaoyu just because she's your girlfriend? How can you be so biased toward her? What are you arguing about? Lin Xiaoyu raised her gun and fired another burst over their heads. Chen Shuo has spoken. We wait for Yunye, then evacuate together. Why do you all have so much nonsense to say? Certain she was in the right. And with my support, Lin Xiaoyu was unbearably smug. She leaned closer, pressing against my shoulder, her voice soft and sweet. Chen Shuo, I knew you weren't like those people. You're always so loyal. I grinned and stroked her hair. Yunye and I have been through hell together. How can I possibly abandon him? But Lin Xiaoyu didn't know that I never needed to squeeze onto that helicopter. As a virology expert, all it would take was one phone call, and the military could send an armed unit and a private aircraft to pick me up at any time. And on my team, apart from Lin Xiaoyu and Lu Yunye, every one of them was a leading expert in their field. In my previous life, if not for bringing the incapable Lin Xiaoyu along, I could have chosen a safer private plane and headed to the base with my teammates. In this life, I will make her pay for her own foolish, selfish choices. With the cruelest price, I will let the childhood friend she longs for, who nearly destroyed our team time and again, drag her down to hell with him. Seeing that no one dared resist, Lin Xiaoyu grew even smugger. Second by second, time slipped away. In the distance, the black mass of zombies was drawing closer. At last, Lu Yunye came rushing back. Xiaoyu, I knew you'd wait for me. Lu Yunye was gasping for breath, his eyes brimming with excitement. With his level of fitness, making it from the east side of the city to the helipad was practically a miracle. Lin Xiaoyu let out a long breath and smiled. But just then, a deafening explosion thundered in the distance. The zombie horde breached the final line of defense. At that very moment, the rescue helicopter shut its doors and flew away with some of the survivors. The team members left behind were so furious that they started swearing. Lin Xiaoyu, you're fucking insane. And that walking disaster. For no good reason, you ran home the night before the evacuation to get a guitar. Who the hell were you planning to play it for? Curses filled the helipad. Lu Yunye went deathly pale with fear. I am sorry. This guitar is my most treasured possession. I never thought it would delay everyone's evacuation. Seeing the hateful looks all around him, he quickly clutched his guitar and hid behind Xiaoyu. The team was also deeply angry with me now, their eyes full of resentment. Brother Chen, you let us out of death's grasp again and again. We trusted you, which is why we chose you as captain. But how could you be so reckless too? I looked remorseful and patted my teammates on the shoulders. This time, I was wrong. I shouldn't have let my feelings cloud my judgment. But there's no point talking about that now. Don't panic. I know of a temporary shelter nearby. We can take cover there first. Xiaoyu pulled Yunye along by the arm. A bunch of cowards. Isn't Chen Shuo still here? He's led us out of 3 zombie hordes before. So what if we miss this evacuation? We'll just wait for the next one. That only made the others even angrier. But given the immediate danger, they had no time to waste arguing with Xiaoyu. Half an hour later, our group finally reached the temporary shelter. The zombies' roars were shut outside. For now, we were safe. Everyone let out a long breath. Exhausted, they collapsed onto the floor. But then a team member suddenly cried out, "This is bad. I just received word. That was the last batch of evacuation helicopters. The military is abandoning this area. Does that mean the military's evacuation is completely over? Are we trapped in this hellhole forever?" The team members turned pale, their voices trembling. Xiaoyu merely curled her lip dismissively. "Look at you, acting so pathetic. The shelter has plenty of food supplies, enough to last us at least 3 months. Even if the military never sends a rescue, we can relocate on our own later." I switched on the military communications device and entered the code with practiced ease. "Don't panic, everyone. I've contacted military command. They promised to send a special forces unit for us within 3 days. Get some proper rest until then, and recover your strength." At this news, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Xiaoyu beamed with joy too, clutching Yunye's hand in excitement. "Yunye, this is wonderful. We'll be saved in 3 days." Watching the two celebrate, the team members' faces darkened. "Brother Chen," the vice captain whispered, pulling me into a corner. "Did you request enough rescue spots from the military, including those 2? There are 8 of us altogether." I nodded lightly. "That's right, but I only applied for 7 spots." The vice captain looked confused at first, then seemed to understand. He asked tentatively, "Then among us, doesn't that mean 1 person cannot board?" I glanced at Xiaoyu, who was giving Yunye water. A cold smile touched my lips. "Don't worry, your places are guaranteed. As for that extra person, we'll see what she chooses when the time comes." The 2 of us exchanged knowing looks, completely unaware. Xiaoyu gently wiped the sweat from Yunye's forehead. "Don't worry, Yunye. I'll make sure you reach the safe zone alive." Watching this, I could not help feeling a faint anticipation. When the next rescue arrived, what would Xiaoyu choose? Would she honor her promise to stand by Yunye? Or, faced with a life or death choice, would she reveal the ugliest side of human nature? With rescue approaching, and the shelter well stocked, over the next 2 days, Xiaoyu let down her guard completely. She and Yunye began wasting supplies without restraint. They washed clothes with purified water from the filter, took emergency antibiotics like supplements, and even removed batteries from electronic equipment to power their music player. Then, on the evening of the 3rd day, with only half an hour until rescue arrived, Xiaoyu suddenly burst in, frantic, interrupting my meeting with the team. "Chen Shuo, give me the serum now." "What do you need the serum for? Has someone been infected?" "No. But Yunye has a fever of 39 degrees Celsius. I gave him fever medicine, but it did nothing." "Stop wasting time. Get the serum out now. I'm giving him an injection." I rose slowly, my voice turning cold. "Do you know what this vial of serum means? I spent 3 years developing it. Within 5 minutes of infection, it can stop the zombie virus from spreading. It is still in the trial stage, but it is humanity's last hope. And this is my last dose." "Yes, I know. But antiviral serum kills all viruses, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yunye is suffering right now. Will you quit stalling? Hurry up." The meeting room fell into a terrifying silence. The vice captain could not stand it any longer. He slammed the table and stood. "Xiaoyu, is your brain full of shit? It's only a fever, and you want to waste such precious serum. What do you mean, waste? Yunye has always been frail. What if the fever causes complications? Besides, isn't serum meant to save people?" When I refused to budge, Lin Xiaoyu's eyes suddenly turned vicious. She actually raised her gun to my forehead. Hand it over. Don't force me. Lin Xiaoyu, have you lost your mind? How could you? One teammate moved to stop her, but was nearly shot by Lin Xiaoyu. I looked at the woman I had once loved deeply, and suddenly found it utterly absurd. In my previous life, to protect her, I escaped death more times than I could count. Yet now, for Lu Yunye, she was willing to use my life as leverage, no matter how unwilling they were. My teammates had no choice but to hand over the only serum. They could only watch helplessly as Lin Xiaoyu injected it into Lu Yunye. In just 10 minutes, his fever vanished completely. Looking at Lu Yunye's rosy face after his fever broke, I sneered inwardly. I'm sorry. This is all my fault. I actually used up such precious serum. I'm so useless. I'm always dragging everyone down. Don't say that, Yunye. Your life matters more than anything. Lin Xiaoyu held his hand, her heart aching for him. Lu Yunye replied affectionately. Xiaoyu, you treat me so well. Lu Yunye, swear that I will protect you with my life for the rest of my days. Their lovey-dovey display made my stomach turn. In my previous life, I lost count of how many times I risked my life to protect Lin Xiaoyu. Yet all I got was her casual remark. Wasn't that what you were supposed to do? But now, one empty promise from Lu Yunye was enough to move her so deeply. What a complete joke. Not long after, outside the shelter, the thunderous whir of helicopter blades echoed. Seeing that rescue had arrived, we quickly packed our gear and headed outside. Lin Xiaoyu grabbed Lu Yunye's hand and eagerly moved to board the helicopter. But a soldier stopped them. Please wait. We need to verify your identities. As the team members boarded one by one, the smile slowly vanished from Lin Xiaoyu's face. Lin Xiaoyu, Lu Yunye. The soldier checked the list, his brow tightly furrowed. Sorry, neither of your names is on the list. Lin Xiaoyu went pale at once. She turned to look at me, her eyes full of disbelief. Chen Shuo, what's going on? I stood at the helicopter door and calmly met her gaze. There were originally only 6 spots for this rescue. The military is only taking highly skilled personnel, including me and 5 team members. That extra spot was only granted after I begged military command to make an exception. So tonight, between the two of you, one of you will have to stay behind. Everyone in the cabin struggled to suppress their laughter. Facing fully armed soldiers, Lin Xiaoyu did not dare make a scene. She trembled as she looked beside her. Yunye, But he had already approached the soldier with a grim face. Let me board. I used to be a famous musician. I'm far more useful than that woman. At those words, Lin Xiaoyu was so furious she nearly could not breathe. She could not believe it. Just moments ago, Lu Yunye had solemnly sworn to protect her with his life. Yet now he was saying he was more useful than she was. Yunye, didn't you say? Lin Xiaoyu walked forward, trembling. Her eyes were already red and swollen. But the next second, Lu Yunye shoved her to the ground. Lin Xiaoyu, take a look at how stupid you are. I told you I was fine. Yet you insisted on using the serum on me without asking. And you do not know how to do anything. If men had not protected you, would you have survived this long? Lin Xiaoyu shook with rage. Huge tears streamed down her face. How could you? But Lu Yunye only grew more worked up. Spit flew from his mouth. He turned to the soldier and said ingratiatingly, Sir, a useless woman like her should be left behind. Give that spot to me. I am a strong, able-bodied man. I will surely be useful someday. At that moment, Lin Xiaoyu nearly broke down. She let out a heart-wrenching scream and lunged at him like a madwoman. Lu Yunye, you bastard. How could you treat me like this? Just minutes ago, they had been all lovey-dovey. Now they were tangled in a vicious brawl. More ridiculously, Lu Yunye, a grown man, could not beat Lin Xiaoyu at all. Keep in mind, she had the lowest combat ability in our entire team. With a single hold, Lin Xiaoyu pinned him to the ground. Her fist rained down on him. You bastard. I gave you so much, and this is how you treat me. Lu Yunye, swear, I will protect you with my life from now on. Someone even mimicked Lu Yunye, repeating his earlier heartfelt vow. To mock him, when the farce had gone on long enough, I let out a deliberately helpless sigh. Then I stepped up to the lead soldier and said, Sir, one more person will not take up much room. Why not make an exception and let them both aboard? As for command, I will explain it to them. As the helicopter slowly rose, Lin Xiaoyu curled up in a corner of the cabin, sobbing without pause. Her makeup had long since run down her face. Unexpectedly, Lu Yunye still shamelessly came over to sweet-talk her. He kept his voice very low, especially cautious. Xiaoyu, listen to my explanation. Just now, Lin Xiaoyu raised her hand and slapped him. What is there to explain? All those things you said before. Are you going to deny them now? Lu Yunye, you bastard. It is not what you think. What I did was to expose Chen Shuo's true colors. Hearing that, Lin Xiaoyu raised her hand again, then suddenly stopped. What? What do you mean? Xiaoyu, is it not obvious? I was only acting just now. Chen Shuo deliberately wants to drive a wedge between us. He came up with such a despicable scheme. I had no choice but to play along with him. Hearing such a ridiculous excuse from Lu Yunye, everyone could not help but laugh. Even now, he still had the nerve to excuse his cowardice, incompetence, and selfishness. What surprised me even more was that this clumsy lie actually made Lin Xiaoyu waver and believe him. She suddenly turned to me, her eyes blazing with anger. Chen Shuo, you are despicable. How could there conveniently be one spot short for no reason? It was you. You deliberately wanted to see Yunye and me fight, did you not? The cabin erupted in uproar. Have zombies eaten your brain? Lu Yunye spouts such nonsense, and you believe him? The vice captain stared wide-eyed in disbelief. But Lin Xiaoyu had lost all reason. She would not listen to anyone else. She gently touched Lu Yunye's swollen cheek, her eyes filled with pain and self-reproach. Yunye, it was me. I wronged you. I knew you would never truly abandon me. We grew up together. You have always treated me so well. Lu Yunye immediately seized the opening. He pulled her into his arms. Silly girl. How could I ever leave you? Seeing you so heartbroken just now nearly broke my heart. We will never be apart again, all right? Their sickeningly affectionate display left everyone speechless. After living this long, it was our first time seeing such a bizarre pair. Chen, you should not have let them onto the helicopter. How many times have these two troublemakers harmed us? Why not throw them both to the zombies? And Lin Xiaoyu, has she ever cared about your feelings as her boyfriend? Even once? I gave a cold smile, but said nothing. At first, I had intended to turn them against each other, then cast aside those two disasters as food for the zombies. But my goal had not yet been achieved. I stared at Lin Xiaoyu's retreating figure, my eyes gleaming coldly. I would make her watch with her own eyes, as the childhood friend she had desperately defended gradually revealed his true colors. In her despair, she would understand just how foolish she had been. After 2 days and 1 night, our group finally arrived safely at the safe zone. No one had been able to rest properly along the way. After we got off the chartered plane, one immediately arranged the best accommodations for my teammates. But when it came to Lin Xiaoyu and Lu Yunye, I merely told the soldier casually, they are not important. Any place to sleep will do. They do not need special treatment. Lin Xiaoyu immediately became furious. Chen Shuo, how can you say something like that? I am your girlfriend. You are sending me to the lowest class housing area, and men and women sleep together there. I gave a cold sneer. Did you not vow never to leave Lu Yunye? You can sleep together in the mixed dorms. How fitting. At my words, Lin Xiaoyu's face instantly turned red. She looked at the makeshift tents in the distance. Inside were all kinds of people in filthy, foul-smelling clothes. Even bathing was done out in the open. Chen Shuo, please do not do this. I only wanted Yunye and me to look after each other. Our relationship is not what you think. Then what is it? You wasted my last vial of serum. Now I have to go out again to gather materials. Who knows what dangers I will face. And you still have the nerve to call me your boyfriend. Have you ever cared whether I live or die? I forced down my anger and gestured for the soldiers to take her and Lu Yunye away. Lin Xiaoyu, I gave you a chance to live. You had better cherish it. Do not push your luck. And from this moment on, we are through. You are no longer my girlfriend. Take care of yourself. After I drew a clear line between us, I did not look back. I followed the soldiers to the command meeting hall. Lin Xiaoyu was left standing there, stunned. She stammered for a long while, still trying to argue. Xiaoyu, we are lucky just to have somewhere to stay. Do not stand there in a daze. Come get supplies with me at the distribution center. If we are late, there will be nothing left. At dinner, she found that she had received only 1 slice of bread and a little thin porridge. She nearly broke down. She thought back to the days when she was with me. No matter how harsh things were, I always gave her the very best. If food, drink, or supplies ran short, I would go without myself, but never let her suffer. But now, she now had to sleep in an open-air camp packed with 20 people, sleeping on the ground, enduring mosquito bites and snoring that never stopped all night. That drastic change nearly suffocated her. The safe zone lay shrouded in morning mist. My team and I were checking our gear, preparing to head to an abandoned research institute more than 10 kilometers away. We had heard that it contained the final material we were missing, needed to develop the newest antiviral serum. Once we had everything ready and were about to leave, I suddenly saw Xiaoyu. She was pulling Yunye toward us. I want to come too. Xiaoyu stood before me, twisting the hem of her clothes nervously. She looked far more haggard than a few days ago, with dark circles clearly visible beneath her eyes. I learned first aid at a hospital before. I am also a nurse. If anyone gets hurt, I can help too. Beside her, Yunye shakily volunteered himself. I may not have any special skills, but I am still a man. I have plenty of strength. The vice captain scoffed. He pointed at the bruising around Yunye's eye, which had not faded. A worthless man who cannot even beat a woman, and you dare claim you are useful. You will make us die laughing. The surrounding teammates burst into laughter too. Xiaoyu's face turned deathly pale, but she stubbornly held her ground. I know we made mistakes, but please give us a chance to make up for them. I promise we will follow orders this time. But everyone knew. They only had their eyes on this mission's generous reward. They merely wanted a share of the spoils. I raised a hand to quiet everyone, then lowered my voice, and said to my teammates, take them with us. If we run into danger, we can leave those to behind to cover our retreat. They can buy us some time. At my words, the team finally stopped complaining, and reluctantly granted Xiaoyu's request. On the way, Xiaoyu insisted on riding in the lead vehicle I drove. She stayed quiet the entire time, only stealing glances at me in the rearview mirror. Want some water? Halfway there, she suddenly offered me a military canteen. I shook my head and kept my eyes on the road, but Xiaoyu stubbornly pushed the canteen toward me. Chen Shuo, your lips are all chapped. At least take a sip. It hurts me to see you like this. Seeing this, the vice captain said sarcastically, now you know how to care about someone. Where was all this concern before? Xiaoyu's hand froze in midair, her lips trembling. I was immature before. I caused everyone so much trouble, and put Chen Shuo in a difficult position. It was all my fault, but I know I was wrong now. I only want to make up for what I did. The convoy jolted along the uneven road, and inside the vehicle, tears silently slid down Xiaoyu's cheeks. No one paid attention to her sobs. The teammate in the passenger seat even deliberately turned up the car stereo. By evening, we finally reached our destination. The abandoned research facility's doors stood half open, and the interior was pitch black. After signing the team's tasks, we cautiously entered. Yunye and Xiaoyu were sent ahead to lead the way. They would make perfect human shields. Fortunately, this abandoned research facility seemed safe. We did not see a single zombie along the way. This mission went unexpectedly smoothly. In less than 20 minutes, we found the precious sample stored in a freezer. I took the final sample and carefully sealed it in a specialized container. Then I handed it to Yunye, standing nearby. Hold on to it. It is more important than your life, I said coldly. Yunye hurriedly took it, nodding and bowing, yet his fingers anxiously rubbed against the container. His gaze kept shifting, occasionally drifting toward the alarm device in the laboratory corner. I gave the order, and the team immediately began packing up the equipment. But the moment we turned around, a piercing alarm shattered the silence. Then came the sound of metal doors opening. The thunderous rumble of an elevator came from the end of the corridor. Chaotic footsteps followed. The vice captain swiftly raised his gun. That bastard Yunye opened the isolation doors. I turned to look. Yunye was already running away. Yunye, wait for me. Xiaoyu screamed and rushed after him, but could only watch helplessly as he climbed the emergency ladder. She desperately reached for the ladder, but grasped only empty air. Yunye stood above us, looking down at us from on high. A victor's smile spread across his face, and he clutched the precious sample tightly to his chest. Yunye, lower the ladder. I have not climbed up yet. Xiaoyu's voice shook uncontrollably. Why should I save you? With this, I can take all the credit for this mission. Xiaoyu's face instantly went white as paper. This is not what we planned. Did you not say that once we found the sample, the two of us would Lu Yunye burst into exaggerated laughter. Idiot. You actually believed that? If I had not needed to join Chen Shuo's team to stay alive, do you think I would have wanted to stick with you every day? Do you know, every time I saw you fight with Chen Shuo for me, I thought it was hilarious. You think I really liked you? A stupid woman like you? With that, he quickly pulled up the ladder and vanished into the ventilation shaft. At that moment, the zombies' howls drew ever closer. I raised my gun and shot down the first few charging zombies. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Xiaoyu standing frozen in place, her entire body shaking. When a zombie lunged at her, I thought she would be torn apart. Instead, Xiaoyu suddenly sidestepped the attack, snatched up a steel pipe from the floor, and savagely smashed it down. Though Xiaoyu ranked near the bottom of the team in combat ability, her fighting skills were not bad. At least she was far better than that useless Lu Yunye. I paid her no attention, focusing on clearing the endless stream of zombies. When the last zombie fell, only ragged breathing remained in the laboratory. Fortunately, before setting out this time, we had prepared ample weapons and ammunition. We were also in much better shape than before. That was why we made it through safely. After the crisis passed, the vice captain rushed forward and viciously slapped Xiaoyu across the face. Her cheek instantly swelled red. You bitch. Was all your scheming meant to get us killed? Had I known back when we evacuated, I would have shot you dead. Xiaoyu did not resist. She simply knelt on the floor, with large tears streaming down her face. I am sorry. I never thought it would turn out like this. I never meant to get you killed. She confessed in a trembling voice. It was Lu Yunye's idea. He said that as long as we got the sample and took all the credit, we would receive special treatment at the base. I only wanted to. So for his sake, you were willing to get us all killed? I demanded, barely suppressing my rage. No, I never wanted to get you killed. Yunye said we only had to trap you here for a while. I never thought he would release the zombies, and I never thought he would abandon me. Chen Shuo, I know I was wrong. I was too stupid. That is why I believed that scumbag Lu Yunye. Please, forgive me this once. I coldly pulled my leg away. Forgive you? You do not deserve it. As we evacuated, Xiaoyu kept following behind us, begging. Chen Shuo, for the sake of all the years we were together, please give me one chance to make things right. I will never make this mistake again. Shut up. You have the nerve to mention that. For that animal Lu Yunye. You made us miss the evacuation, wasted precious serum, and nearly got us killed. Get lost, or I will put a bullet in you, bitch. I pulled a dagger from my waist and slammed it down in front of her. You are on your own now. From this moment on, you are expelled from the team, and I already told you. We are no longer a couple. Stop harassing me. Hearing that, Xiaoyu crawled forward on her knees, clinging tightly to my leg. Chen Shuo, I know I was stupid. I was pathetic. I swear from now on, I will only listen to you. I will do whatever you tell me. I forcibly pried her fingers loose. Save it. Do you think I would still believe you? She shook her head frantically. This time is different. I have finally seen Lu Yunye for who he really is. Only now do I understand that you are the only one who truly cared about me. The vice captain cut in with a cold sneer. Now you regret it. Too late. Xiaoyu ignored him. She only raised her tear-streaked face and begged. Give me one last chance. Please. I ignored her. I led the team away at once. Before leaving, I threw out one final sentence. You have used up all your chances. As we retreated through the research facility's dark corridors, Xiaoyu's heart-wrenching cries echoed behind us. Chen Shuo, please give me one more chance. Do not leave me behind. I know I was wrong. The vice captain spat on the ground. She does not know she was wrong. She only knows fear now. I walked silently at the front. My gun remained at the ready. The facility's emergency lights flickered. Just as we were about to reach the exit, a familiar wail suddenly came from ahead. He desperately struggled to crawl toward us, his nails gouging bloody trails into the floor. I stopped. I merely watched his dying struggle with cold eyes. Lu Yunye's abdomen had been ripped open. His intestines spilled out, yet he still clung to life. The vice captain gritted his teeth. His gun was already aimed at Lu Yunye's head. I will put a bullet in your head. Just as he was about to fire, I grabbed his hand and stopped him. Do not. The vice captain looked at me in shock. Chen, have you forgotten what this traitor did to us? Do you still want to spare his worthless life? I immediately smiled and waved my hand. If you shoot him dead, would that not be giving him an easy death? I want him to taste what it feels like to be torn apart alive. That is the fate a traitor deserves. Hearing that, the team members all voiced their agreement. But then, Yunye, still barely alive, suddenly let out a sinister laugh. If you do not save me, I will destroy the sample. Do not expect to develop any new antiviral serum after this. Dream on. His eyes were full of malice. I gave a soft laugh. Then, unhurriedly, I took an identical sample from my pocket. Do you mean this? No, impossible. Then what you gave me before was fake? How could I possibly hand something so important to someone as unreliable as you for safekeeping? I was on guard against you from the very beginning. I paused, looking down at his terrified face. Yunye, the one in your hand, is actually an attractant I developed. So even though you escaped along the safest route, you still ran into zombies. Yunye tried to say something else, but the next second, more zombies poured out of the darkness, swallowing him like a tidal wave. The moment we burst through the research facility's doors, the sight before us made everyone gasp. Outside was already surrounded by a dense horde of zombies. There were at least 100 of them. If we wanted to reach where the vehicles were parked, it was simply impossible. Unless I draw those zombies away, and you find a chance to escape. My gaze was resolute. I shoved the sample into the vice captain's hand. You must get the sample back safely. But the vice captain grabbed my shoulder. His eyes brimmed with tears. Chen, you cannot go. You are a virology expert. The base still needs you to develop antiviral serum. If someone has to die today, then it should be me. As we stood locked in an argument, Xiaoyu had somehow caught up with us. Tear tracks still marked her face, but her eyes were unusually resolute. I will go. Xiaoyu turned to me. The regret in her eyes was nearly overflowing. I am sorry. I was so foolish. Again and again, for that scumbag. I did things that harmed all of you. With that, she took a dagger without hesitation and cut a deep gash across her wrist. The scent of blood quickly drew the zombies in. Xiaoyu ran swiftly into the distance, shouting loudly to draw the horde's attention. We seized the chance and rushed for the vehicles, successfully escaping. Before we fled, I faintly heard Xiaoyu's final apology. Chen Shuo, I am sorry. You must live on.